Hello, good morning, bro.
Yeah, good morning.
We met you. I met with you, and I told you that today I'm coming to your department.
Yeah.
And I had already booked, so I feel official because I had booked the appointment.
Of course, yes.
Bro, I want you to tell us, even before you tell us about this project and what has been happening and what is going to happen, I want you to introduce yourself and you give us the story of fish. How did you become a lover of doing the fish pods, man?
Yeah, guys, it's underscore Gintu.
I don't know whether it's, let me see which side is
clear?
This side, eh?
Which side? Where you are or me?
Where I am, eh?
Oh,
Okay,
I got
that
to
side,
this
eh?
point this way.
But I need you to be, around the fish pot, somewhere like here. I don't know.
Woo.
Around there, it's good there.
Here is somewhere deeper.
Oh, it's deeper. It's okay. You can stand here.
Somewhere. Here.
Okay.
It's cool. Do you see
Okay.
me?
Yeah, I can see you now.
Guys, welcome to my brother's channel. Just hosting me so as I can just give you more details about the fish farming project. I am gone by the name it's underscore Gintu to my YouTube channel. You can just get more amazing content just uploaded to the YouTube channel. You can just get more about the fish farming project. The guy just asked me on how I just came up to be a fish farmer. You know, it's a big history, but everybody has only his own history about how you evolve to become you. So the way I started, I was just a person who just did some channels, tunnels and channels.
Oh, yeah.
So I was working with the Safaricom company. You know the Safaricom company?
Yeah, I know Safaricom company.
Yeah, so I was just digging from the channels from one booster to another.
Wow.
The connection of cables from one booster to another. It was around 2017. I was in Form 3. So when I worked with Safaricom, now I started as a regular worker. Then I was promoted now to an extensive worker, whereby now I could work for the big projects like digging the tunnels alongside the road, where now to cross the road, the Maram roads or the Roman roads, any road that is now having tar. And those roads, the Makalan roads.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was now given that chance that I could now perform my duty while breaking that road. So that's where now I started venturing into what I can be. So I earned a lot of money from that time because of the age. I was now 17 years.
That's very young.
Yeah, 17 years.
Yeah.
So I was energetic enough to perform those kind of duties. So I got a lot of money. Then I bought a land.
Wow.
So I was now 17 years. So when I bought my land, it was just a swampy area. But I never had any hint of just performing the fish farming project. But whenever time came, the government announced that whoever has a place where it's now relevant for the creation of ponds, he will just be given that opportunity. The government will construct for him.
Yeah.
So I was among the people who constructed the fish pond via the national government.
Wow.
So they constructed my fish pond. Then I started stocking the fish pond as immediately they were now finishing the construction. So that's where now, whenever they came, I was the host. I hosted them. So we were coming from home. It's like 2 kilometers from home towards this my project where it is.
Okay.
So they were just sleeping at home. So we were coming very early in the morning from home to the work. So I was asking too many questions because they are going to construct the fish pond, then they will leave. I'll just remain alone at the field. So I had to ask so many questions so as I get the knowledge of the fish farming. So whenever they went now, I had a knowledge on how the construction is done, why they are just constructing rectangle, why not triangle, why not circle, any other shape, but it's just a rectangle. Throat problem.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
So that's where now I knew everything about the fish pond creation or construction. Then the stocking ones, then I joined you know, whenever they create for you one, now they add you to the list of people who have the fish farming project.
Projects,
So I was introduced to the officer who was now relevant for our area. The officer was now getting upholding all the fish farming, and the farmers who knows everything about this area. So when I was just introduced there, I was now registered fully as a member. Then I was given via the county government free tilapia fish stocking. So I stocked the fish pond. Then I asked the officer so many questions regarding now the stocking of fish. How am I going to rear them? Which kind of food are they using? Which kind of pH do they need in terms of water? Which level of water do they need? How to get everything about the fish farming. I knew if they are sick, which kind of feed am I just going. If they are sick, what kind of treatment am I going to use? I knew everything from the officer. So I was now gaining experience from them, but I had not gone to school about the fish farming. So that's how now I became successful, and now I constructed another 2 fish ponds with my own manpower. I had people who are just constructing. Now I was now the engineer behind my own construction. So I was now giving direction on what I want and what should be done, because I had so much idea and skills in terms of now the construction of the ponds. That's how I came up as me.
So I thought it was just practicing in the village. So it was something very professional, you know, with the government supporting you, you know, starting the farming and everything, and the experience. You see, experience is everything.
You know, whatever the government saw from me, I was the only youngest person who can just venture into the fish farming, which was one of the incredible scenes ever. Because most of the people who venture into fish farming are elderly people who have stopped from their jobs. People who are just fired, you know, they want to do something or a project that now will keep his own standards of living. But me, I was just 17 years old. So I had, they were just asking if this kind of a young boy can just do this. So we can support the guy, because to have, they should venture me, so as I can now give the testimony outside that even the young people can do what big people, elderly people can do. So that's how I ever come to be the only person around this village. 4 kilometers diameter. You can never get a fish pond around here. I'm the only fish farmer who's just around. And I started as a boy. So by now I'm just 23, approaching 24 years. So I'm just continuing with the process, because I hustled to look for it. If I could just be given, I could just say, this is just maybe it's head trick. I never hustled for that. But whenever you hustle for your own things, you get very stranded whenever you see they are not going well the way you need. So you think about your money, how you invested. Now it's just a waste, maybe it's just a loss. So you do the prospective towards the rearing of what you just started. The only thing is just possession. It's just you be determined, you have focus, you can do whatever you need.
So personally, apart from this project with Mara, because you were like the only person around who could have helped him with the project,
of course.
So you had to balance the work here and your farm as well.
Because it's just we are beside each other.
You are neighbors.
Neighbors.
So my question is, are you planning to take your fish farming to the next level, like big scale farming, large scale?
That's where I'm approaching. But by now, you know, you have to purchase some land, because I purchased a small one. But I've expanded it a little, because I have an idea of creating some Airbnbs at my place there.
Wow, man! Because that spot, I know it. It's very strategic. So you can. So now tell us about the project, how it started, the Marwa's project around his villa. And you became the captain of the project, bro. How did you go start this? And getting Marwa to trust you is something tough. But
when I was constructing the 3rd fish pond, now I was about to harvest. There were around 1 month to harvest time. So I got a thief who was just stealing my fish from my farm there. So I just shouted for the guys for the help, so as people can just come and see whoever is stealing my fish. because you should have the evidence that people were just there and you got the guy.
Yeah.
So people are just undergoing the construction of this Medellin Gene. 2021, probably.
Yeah.
So that's when Marwa now they came from this area because they had some loud noise.
Someone calling.
So when they came with the masonries, they came with the Ankomo. Iammarwa was there with a camera, but never recorded. He thought that maybe something unique, maybe, but it was just a thief. So he could not record. So he came and told me, "Oh, you are the person who is just around here, and I've just been looking for the person who is just relevant for this
project."
For this project. Oh, you are the one.
Tell me, Marwa started visualizing about fish farming even that time.
Yeah, that
so
time.
When he spotted, he was like, "This is the nice brother to work with."
Yeah, because I was somehow I was just 21 years. 2021.
Wow.
So that's where now Iammarwa told me one day I'll create some fish pond at my place. So I will need you to give me a hint on how I will just construct. But it was not at this place. It was at the far end where now we have a clay bed because we have a lot of water there. So that's why I could just create an earthen fish pond. But whenever this area was having a lot of water, you can see how water is now
we have a lot of water.
We have a spring here, you know. So Iammarwa now changed the idea to have a constructed fish pond. So he told me I'll just give the masonry or the engineer who is behind the construction of this Medellin Gene. So as whenever they are constructing a perimeter wall to block people penetrating to this villa, we can create here a fish pond because we have natural water here.
Let me show them. It's a spring, guys. This is the spring that we have here. It's somewhere there, but it's been piped to bring all this water here. All this water is spring water. And here, this is gain to here.
So that's where now in 2021 he told me that, and he told me you know, we have we should now get that mind of accepting those kind of people who are thieves maybe at our village. They're there. The only thing is just warning them and giving them lectures so as they cannot come back. So he told me I should leave those things, and he gave me some a little money. So as to give me the motivation of just saying let it go. Because I had hustled for money, to look for money, invest, then somebody is stealing. You know, and you should you know, the only thing that's giving you a very hectic time is the feeding. They are fed twice a day, you know, and they consume about 5 kg per day, and you know, only 1 kg is around 200 shillings, you know, and now the 5 kg per day, now you are throwing around 1,000 daily into the water. So you are now stocking for 6 months, you know. So whenever they are now approaching the harvest time, they are big, you know. So you want to make a market and observation, so as you can just take one from water, you observe, then you weigh it, then you send to the people who just need some orders of fish. Somebody's coming to steal. It was a hectic time, but Iammarwa told me it's just they are there, so we should not create some envy with our neighbors. You know, now when I could just go to the department relevant, you know, he could just pay the whole of that fish pond, and he will leave you with those fish, and maybe he took just one. So people over here are now struggling for their lives, you know. So if a person can now pay you a full fish pond, is more than 300,000. Maybe he is going to sell some land so as to pay you. So it will not bring that good neighboring around your area. So everyone will just tell you you are the only causative agent who made me to sell my land. So I don't have land. So it will be now chaos whenever you are moving or to your neighbors, because one day maybe your neighbors might help you. So I left that. So Iammarwa gave me something to just say that let me leave it aside. So after a while, then I was harvesting this 2023 around October. I was harvesting the second fish pond, because the first one I harvested around August. Then the second one was coming around October. So whenever I was harvesting in October, Iammarwa had come here. So the construction was undergoing. So whenever he came here, he told me I came with some fish, and I told him I'm harvesting some fish. Can you purchase? You know, if you are a businessman, you should take risk. Just take 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Give the guy, tell the guy, can you
Try
give me
them.
a tender?
Yeah,
Try
yeah.
them and
Yeah, yeah.
give me a tender.
Yeah.
So iammarwa purchased. He came there and he saw how the fishing process is going. He purchased some fish for the family and even the mercenaries who are just living here.
Yeah.
So that's why he told me, now I've seen whatever. Now I wanted.
No.
I want some fish like this size.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why he told me, I'm just going to give you that tender, Rover, creating me one.
Yeah.
So as I can now have some fish like yours.
Yeah.
So that's why now we came up with this idea.
This
So whenever
idea.
I came here,
Yeah.
I found that they have just constructed this perimeter wall alongside.
Yeah.
But it was not good in terms of the person who was now behind that perimeter wall construction.
Yeah.
Because they never used the rules of water.
Yeah.
They just used the rules of penetrators who can just penetrate to that. So
Yeah.
they were to be restrained here.
Yeah.
But they never used the technique of just holding water at position.
Yeah.
So we have an oozing of water from this perimeter wall accessing the villa. So that's what now we want to just regulate.
Why were you building that tunnel there?
No, that one is just for the sewage.
Oh, that's for sewage.
Yeah, but mine is just coming tomorrow. We are just going to get there a tunnel so that it will now be concreted. So as we don't have water oozing from this fish pond towards the other sector.
Okay.
Because if I could just be there, it could now be constructed in a unique technology of accessing or not oozing of water to the far end.
Yeah.
But the one I created, I talked about, we want a fish pond that's somehow natural.
Yeah.
So we don't want like the concrete fish pond. So that's why I just suggested we have a flying beam. So as whenever, if it could now be sealed, we could not have that water coming from
So
that.
this is the meaning of flying, is because we have some
we have a flying beam here.
flying beam with some sacks in the middle.
We have a sack here,
so that water
these
can
sacks-
come.
Yeah, we have a point why we use these sacks here.
Yeah.
Somebody can just ask, why do you use the cement bags filled with soil?
Yeah.
So they're just filled with soil and they're just compacted here.
Yeah.
The big aim is, the fish we are going to install here are tilapia fish, but female.
Yeah,
So
female
they are going
ones.
to reproduce,
Okay, bro, with every pod is going to have different kind of fish.
Yeah.
Like this one is going to be female
Female
tilapia.
ones. This one is male. And
Male.
the other one, the colored.
The colored ones.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
So that strategy is mine.
Yeah.
I told iammarwa, so as he gave me the tender to just do this project to him.
Yeah.
So whenever we use these sacks here, people can just why don't you just seal it with some bricks here?
Yeah.
Just create some construction of a brick.
Yeah.
But this is the only good item we can just use here.
Yeah.
Because we have water coming from that part.
Yeah.
So they are just going to purify water coming in.
Yeah.
They are going to leave the soil at the far end.
Yeah.
Water will just only be filtered entering the pond.
Yeah.
The second part is at the far end there we have some soil occupation there. So they're just going to have that restriction of soil accessing the water.
Yeah.
And we have a farm dike that person can just step.
Yeah.
The third point is they're just going to create some barrows where barrows they are just like spots or pots where fish are going to breed.
Yeah.
So they need privacy.
Okay. Breeding, they need privacy and silence.
Yeah. So where they can just lay their eggs, they're just mouth breeders.
Yeah.
They breed through mouth.
Okay.
So whenever the fertilization takes place, they incubate those eggs fertilized by the male.
Yeah.
Then they hatch from the mouth. They hatch from the mouth.
Yeah.
The mouth has the temperature relevant for the hatching of the young ones. So they need a separate area whereby they can just go and hide, because whenever they are now incubating the eggs, they don't eat.
Yeah.
So they need a privacy where they can now stand and just relax.
Yeah.
So that's why we just use this way. But people can just ask, why can't you just construct a swimming pool here? People are asking so.
Well, yeah, we had the plans for the swimming pool.
The swimming pool is in front.
It's in front
Yeah,
there.
this house will be just at the center of a water point.
It's fish from the backside.
Yeah,
and then
the front will be
the front
just
is fish. So in like 10 months to come, this place will be looking like an international hotel.
Of course, yes.
Wow.
So water all over the compound.
Yeah.
So it's just water will just be surrounding Medellin gin.
Yeah.
So people are asking why couldn't it be now? Because of this way, people can just think of maybe swimming here. Because of the length.
Yeah.
But you know, this fish pond here are created in two way, whereby one, you know, we will have a parking at the upper side.
Yeah.
That side there.
We'll have a parking here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if we will have a parking at that far end, people might think that maybe accessing the villa is anywhere, where they can just trespass from anywhere accessing the villa. But we have only one accessible point or pathway accessing the villa, which is just this door here, where you can just see a tower is.
Oh, this door. That will be the main door.
That's the main door.
Yeah.
So people can just think that's the main door. Yes, I can just pass from this place here, access the villa via that door. But this one here is to restrain those people to follow the channel or to follow the pathway relevant to access the villa. So this was the mark. So the second point is they are here for recreational purposes. Yeah, so people can just come here, they can view how the fish are just basking, they're just fed. How the nature of this area. Yeah, that's the main purpose.
Wow, bro, you've given us a very exclusive information about the port, your story, the villa, and I know my people will be very happy to enjoy listening to all this and watching you, because I've never like met you personally, you know, and then talk at length about the project. And I've just realized that this is like your passion for the longest time ever, fish farming.
Yeah, fish farming.
And with your land just next to Marwa, and being that strategic, bro. I know you're going.
The point to take home is just one. People might think, do I have other passions? I've ever done. I have so many passions, by the way. I am a fish. I'm a fish farmer. Yes. I can just do with animal husbandry. Because I have some daily kettles at home.
Wow. For milk, eh?
Yeah, for milking. And I am a professional in terms of a chief chef.
Wow.
I'm a chief chef. I can just cook for you. I can serve you and accommodate you.
People didn't know that.
People
so
never
in
know.
your Airbnb that you'll construct,
That's
you'll be the
now.
chief chef.
Of course.
Oh, and even fish.
Of course, yes.
Oh God, guys, you can please make sure that, bro. Like when in next year are we expecting you to start? You know,
June. I'll maybe on June next year. I'll have achieved some steps. Of Airbnbs. I'll have Airbnbs. I'll have a gazebo there. I'll have a fishing area, and I'll have a bonfire.
Hey. Oh God, you guys need to visit Kenya and come to the villa, and then next to the villa you visit Gintu himself. It's it's underscore Gintu. It's underscore Gintu.
It's underscore Gintu.
Underscore Gintu.
So the inspiration is from iammarwa. Because whenever you do something, it inspire you to do the next. So as you can go higher, not to remain at the dormant place you always be. Because if it could not iammarwa here, nobody could know that I have fish farming.
Even people like us from far away, we could not be where we are right now.
You know, the only people who could ever know me, villagers, and the market where I sell the fish. That the people just talk about when are you harvesting? But by now, everybody's just curious of just knowing where I have just reached. How am I going to plan it? So I've just purchased another land at my area. I've just extended it for Airbnbs and the parking. So whenever God grace, people support, just share, comment, so as we get more ideas of just implementing. But one day, I know, maybe next year, I'll be hosting students and I'll be teaching them at my farm there.
About the fish.
The fish farm.
Bro, man, you're going far, man.
Of course.
Bro, all the best with those projects. For me, I'm going to as well have my land in the village. This place is now international.
Of course,
I'm going to have my place by God's grace. And I know I'll be happy to be, even if not close your neighbor, but I'll be around the village. So I will be visiting and we will do more videos
we
together.
Will be chatting and partying, guys.
Yes, throughout the year.
So it's just by God's grace, you know, we are grateful to God. So as He had just given us this, so as we're not so perfect in terms of how we are, but God knows the intention of somebody and the passion. So that's where we are just running for that. The only thing is go for what you can do and achieve.
And achieve it. And just dream and plan and execute. DPX. You remember that DPX project?
Finding Ian.
We are going to meet him.
We are going to meet.
It's 12 noon.
Noon time.
Yeah, sure.
Just call me. Just maybe because I might be so busy.
I'll come for you.
Okay.
Because we were like the first people registering to go to attend. I'll come for you, bro.
Thank you.
Man, bro, let me say thank you. I know you have work to do. You've given us enough info. Let me say enough, more than enough. And my people will sit down, watch you, and they will come and support you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
bro.